Hey guys, good morning. Maybe it's afternoon by the time you're seeing this, but either way, I wanted to take a minute to share with you um, something that is a big challenge for all of my students and myself in particular, because I tend to be impatient sometimes. I'm working on that, but such is life. Here's the deal. These storage facilities that we buy them because they're underperforming, and we uh, are able to ascertain within a certain level of confidence that we know what the problem is and that we're capable of fixing it. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. And so, this challenge that I'm talking about today is that waiting game. And it's usually the first 4 to 6 months of the project. A month leading up to it, you're pretty excited about buying the thing. So you're not too antsy yet. But then after you close, there's work to be done implementing our systems. It doesn't take much, usually 2 to 4 weeks of uh, spending a little time each day getting the systems up and running. And you can see here in this facility that happened between June and August. I guess July and August would be more accurate. At this property, you can see our occupancy jumped from 0 to 29 units rented in that time. That's not 29 people moving in. That's when we bought the facility, we loaded those people into our software. So we use August and a starting point of 29 as this property. Now, you can see things are a little underwhelming, I guess is a good word to begin with. We had 2 move-ins that first month, 3 move-ins that next month, 2 move-ins the next month, which is not bad. That's actually what we projected for this property, 2 to 3. But we like to be conservative in our projections, and the hope is always that we're going to exceed them by a good amount. And we use that 2 to 3 move-ins or 3 to 4, depending on the property and the population and all those things that I can certainly teach you, and I have in a lot of previous videos. Um, we use those as kind of a worst case scenario. And of course, we want to do better than that. The thing is, we never do better than that, or I shouldn't say never. Very rarely do we do better than that in the first 2 to 3, 4 months, simply because our systems aren't up and running yet. We don't have the traction on the internet. The pay per click isn't dialed in yet. The search engine optimization hasn't taken hold, and all of these various things. Plus, our attention is kind of divided. We're still getting things set up and running rather than focusing on really ramping up our occupancy. So I hope this is valuable to any of you that have bought a property and are in that what I call the lull for 3 to 4 months, sometimes 5 to 6, depending after you've bought a property. It can be kind of anxiety inducing because you just made this giant purchase and you're hoping for a big parade of people coming in and handing you money, and it just doesn't really happen right away. But time and time again, here's what we see. You can see about 4 or 5 months after our August start date, in November to December, we went from 36 to 31. And then from December to January, just a couple. That's pretty common because, the holidays and whatnot. And now look what's happened. From January to February, we have 6 move-ins, and then again this month 7 move-ins, and so we're starting to see that uptick take hold. It's a combination of seasonal influences, but more than that, I think this is going to become our new normal at this facility where we're moving in 5, 6 plus people every month, and at that rate, we will be, we'll be approaching full by the end of the by before the end of the year, which is pretty cool. So take that for what it's worth, guys. Hopefully, you find that helpful. I just wanted to preemptively address that concern or challenge that a lot of us that we all face when we first buy a property, and that is that the first several months are always a little slower than we want them to be, and that can cause people to kind of second guess their choices. Don't second guess your choice. If you bought the right facility, you've got nothing to worry about. Things will pick up. It's just a matter of time. I could show you this same chart for all 10 or 20 facilities that we've bought over the last 2 years, and they will all show something with very few exceptions, very similar to this. So take it for what it's worth, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, pop them in down below, and I'm happy to answer them. Also, check out our new Facebook group. It's a private group that I'd invite you to join. All things self storage. Just search it here on Facebook and join. And if I accept you, you'll be in within a day or so. All right, guys, we'll see you.